What's good, y'all? Welcome to an episode of Buzz Boys. I'm your host, Terry. And earlier today, man, Jeff Peterson showed us that we really have no clue what tricks he has up his sleeve or what he's thinking. Um, we signed Antonio Reeves from the New Orleans Pelicans to a two-way deal. And, you know, with a coinciding move, we waived Damion Baugh. He loses his two-way, so we can bring in Reeves. And yeah, I mean, just pretty much goes to show you that we don't know what's going on. We thought it would be Sims, we thought it would be PJ Hall, and we gonna get somebody from a different organization. Um, then that's just kind of where, in summer league, you're auditioning for the entire league. It's not just for the team that you're currently playing for. Um, Anything can happen the same way, we saw PJ Hall get snatched up by Memphis, right before our championship game. Everybody out there is fair game unless you're under contract with the team. So it is what it is, man. Antonio Reeves, last year as a rookie, averaged 7 points and shot 40% from three. Um, Coming out of Kentucky, you know, can't really go wrong there, except for us. We end up with MKG and shit, but but you know, um, he is like 6'5", so it's like he's a guard, kind of a three. I'm not exactly sure what position he was playing for the Pelicans. But looking at his regular season stats, he did finish the season low key on a tear. Um, just looking at these final games, and sometimes near the end of the year, these playoff teams are resting their players or whatever. But he's putting up legitimate points, and it's decent. He had 20 points, 19, 16, 17, 23, um, 10, 11, 16. Um, yeah, I mean, kind of gotta respect it. He did hoop like in the month of April, the last month of the season. He averaged 16 points, um, 44% from the field, 34% from three. Um, Overall on the season, ended up being a 40% 3 point shooter. Um, so there's definitely something there. And even in the summer league, he did put up some pretty decent numbers as well. So, I guess that's just where the signing came from. I would imagine that we view him as a three, considering just we have so many guards. I don't think this is somebody who we intend to get real roster minutes for us. Um, but it is just kind of interesting to just see us make this move. Up here, he is listed as a shooting guard. Yeah, he is listed as a shooting guard, but his final summer league games, he had 18 points. He had in his five summer league games, he had 10, 20, 18, 6, 18. So, he can put the ball in the basket. But it's just interesting to see the move, man. It's just interesting to see the move. Uh, with the way that Ball played, I did kind of figure that he was on the way out for sure. He definitely did pick it up the last few games, but it wasn't surprising to see this move. He was pretty much underwhelming, man. And I mean, he did help us, win that championship. He did, get his act together eventually, but it kind of took too long. Like, as somebody who, you actually played real games for us, and I'm pretty sure he got some starts for us last year. Towards the end of that season, the disparity between him and KJ was like huge in those first 3, 4 games. Um, it took him a minute to kind of realize, like, oh, like my job is on the line. Like it wasn't until PJ Hall started really consistently going off that Ball realized, oh shit, let me play. Like, what are you doing? Um, so I'm not really too surprised that he ended up being the odd man out, especially after signing Drew Peterson, which I don't have a problem with either. Um, our organization is clearly prioritizing one thing: shooting. All up and down the roster, that's what you see, the consistent theme: shooting, shooting, shooting. Can you shoot 40% from three? That is our baseline. That we want shooters. Um, so it is what it is. I haven't watched Antonio Reeves. I'm not gonna pretend to know his game. Um, Damion Baugh, he was a pretty good defender, especially for his size. Um, so, this is something where, we're taking the shooting. I don't know Antonio Reeves' defensive level. I'm going to have to watch some film. But just interesting to see the decision. I wouldn't have been mad if we would have went with Jalen Sims. Uh, Jalen Sims actually the Greensboro Swarm's leading scorer. He's played for them for the last 3 years. And I just feel like he showed his development, and he just has a bigger body. Like, let's get some people like that in the building who can really play this 4 and 5, man. Like, um, that's what I would like to see us do as far as these moves go. And I mean, we still have moves to make. The roster is still full. This doesn't change anything. Two ways don't affect, the roster count anyway. But we have moves to make, so we'll see what we do. But yeah, I do want to see some fours. I saw a quote that pretty much said that we're not looking to add another big. Uh, we intend to use Grant. Grant when he comes back healthy as small ball five. So we're pretty much viewing the roster rotation as Grant, Musa, Kalkbrenner, Plumlee. So in our office's eyes, we have four bigs. But hey, it is what it is. I am interested in getting a four. I am interested in getting a four, but it's just gonna be interesting to see what we do in general. As far as finishing this roster out. I think 1 through 3 were good. Like, I think 1 through 3 were good. It's just like, yo, can we get a four? Uh, Now somebody like Austin Reeves is gonna be. I mean, Antonio Reeves is gonna be interesting to see. You know, how much is he in Greensboro? I think he's going to be in Greensboro definitely the majority of the time. He did play, I think, 44 games for the Pelicans last year. He was a second round pick for them. Yeah, we played 44 games, right? Yeah, he played 44 games. He actually started 6 for them. Um, and yeah, man, his stats are actually pretty decent. Assist numbers are definitely low for a guard. I'm guessing he was a guard. I'm guessing he was a guard. Um, so he's not the biggest distributor. Somebody who he just seems to put the ball in the basket. That's what we're adding for. So somebody I definitely think is going to be in Greensboro. Honestly, I don't see any of our 2A players being a factor. That's the whole point that they're 2A players. The roster is pretty stout right now, especially 1 through 3. So not the biggest deal in the world either way, man. But definitely something to report on. Interesting to see because we all were curious about that third 2A spot, especially as Sims and Hall were shining and Ball was, a dim light. We kind of knew that the writing was on the wall as far as that went. But shout out to Damion Baugh, man. He was great for us. That first game that he came in, he was great. Yeah, I just remember he made a bunch of threes, and yeah, like I think like 19, 16, something like that. I think 16. I think I saw that tweet earlier, actually. I think he had like 16. But yeah, he came in like as soon as he got signed and he was just hooping, man. Um, and Jalen Sims, somebody who, got a few two ways for us. He actually, was out there doing something for us. And to be in Greensboro for so long and then to come to the Summer League and step up the way that he did, I kind of want to say that he definitely deserved it, especially with this size. I'd rather have like a bigger body, honestly. So it's gonna be interesting to see what we do with the rest of this roster. But as of right now, all 3-way spots are locked in. As far as I am concerned, KJ Simpson definitely earned his spot, and he shouldn't be tampered with. Um, I think at this point we'd have too many guards to be trying to give him a guaranteed deal or trying to move him up. Like at this point, we just have so many guards. Maybe if we didn't make the Spencer Dinwiddie signing, I could be pushing for KJ to get a spot on the team. But as of right now, I think he should just kind of stay on the 2-way. But I like KJ, I do, and he plays with a lot of heart. Um, and in some of those summer league games when he was distributing the ball, I was so happy. But some of those games, it was just a lot of ISO ball, and it's just like I don't want to see that. I don't want to see that because that's not translating to the NBA level. So I don't want to see that. But yeah, I love KJ. I think he definitely deserves that 2A for sure. So I hope we don't, do anything on that front. So it looks like our three ways are locked in with KJ Simpson, Drew Peterson, and Antonio Reeves. Um, I just want to go ahead and get this out, a little breaking news about 30, 40 minutes ago. Um, but yeah, man, that's it. If you're new to the channel, subscribe. We're so close to 1,500 subscribers. I appreciate you guys. When we get to 1,500, I will be doing a t-shirt giveaway, a Buzz Boys t-shirt giveaway. So, gets to 1,500. If you got any Hornets fans that, would like my content, share the page with them, get them to subscribe. I appreciate y'all, man. I'll catch y'all on the next one. Peace.